But I base it.
Keep talking. It's fine. Keep talking.
I base it upon form. Yeah, because I don't know what we're
Sorry.
talking about. I'm going to continue that saying, oh.
Sorry. Yeah, guys, we're live. Start with Gem this morning, or I guess afternoon.
I'm back.
We talk about a bit of career stuff and Frank Lampard. There was a tweet this morning put out with like Daniel Tuck and stuff like that. Have Hope from one of Have Hope streams and stuff like that, and saying about Frank, because we could probably start with that now. Saying with Frank that the players that we have, he is not the engine or driving force of how good we're playing lately. It's like he's basically the GPS, which I mean, yeah. Jem, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, let's be honest, it doesn't make any sense, does it? You could say that about Pep Guardiola at Man City. Like, the way he was explaining it, like, you cannot sit there and tell me that Frank Lampard hasn't had any effect on the squad and the way Chelsea are playing at the moment. It don't make sense. It's like a manager's job is to obviously they get paid to do this, is to come in, find out the players that they need to strengthen the squad, train them, rotate the squads on match day, keep them all happy, suss a formation that actually suits us against certain opponents, because certain opponents that we play might have different ideas, different players starting, etc., etc., etc. For him to sit there and say that Frank Lampard has had no real, he's not the driving force of the reason why Chelsea are playing well, it's just because they've got good players, is absolute nonsense. Whoever he is, talking out of his backside. I'm sorry, yeah. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And like Pep Guardiola, came to Man City's first season. Yes, he didn't win anything, but then he had to realise what players he needed to sign, which fits his formation, his idea of playing football, which he did do in his second season, which is when they started winning things. So do not sit there and tell me that because Frank Lampard hasn't got experience, he hasn't won anything, that it's got nothing to do with him the way Chelsea are playing at the moment. It does not make any sense. What do you think, Brian?
I'm trying. I mean, unfortunately, I haven't got a chance to watch the full live stream thing because I genuinely like to get an understanding of everything that was said. I mean, Jem, you and anyone else who kind of knows me kind of knows my thoughts about Frank. I still want to be proven or shown something that he can be the guy to lead us forward for titles and stuff. But even with that, there's not necessarily much that has proven me against it. Well, I guess it would be our record in, like the big games. Because like when we face the bigger sides, whether it be in the league and in the Champions League, facing teams that are equally as good as us, facing managers who are much better than him based on their experience and what they've won and all of that. I want to see him have a bit of something. That's why when we played Spurs, as much as you guys can say, yeah, it's a good result and all of that, for me, it was a thing of Jose gets the point, he gets on top. That works for him psychologically due to mind games and all of that. I wanted to see some sort of, even if the plan didn't work, I wanted to see some sort of tactical setup because we knew what Jose is going to do. Watching it live, I didn't necessarily see something. I didn't necessarily see that, but I watched the game back, and again, maybe I could be wrong, but I watched the game back, and I saw that we didn't go for it as such, like commit as much going forward, because knowing the threat of Spurs on that counter attack, Kane, Son, I think Bergwijn played as well in Ndombele, know what they can do when they come forward or counter going forward. Going into that game and getting a result, yes, not the worst thing. If we come out of these run of games after Christmas and we're a point or two ahead, based on the fact that I also expect Spurs to win their games as well, or the majority of their games, then it can only be a good thing because what they face Arsenal today. Hopefully, Arsenal can do us a favour, but it's Arsenal. If by the end of that, Spurs drop points, whether it be a draw or they lose today, that can only be a good thing, I guess. So,
yeah, look, the thing is, and people forget this. Yes,
Morning,
he's not got the experience. Yes, that's shame. He may not have the experience,
only
yeah,
be a
and he
good
may
thing.
not have the history. But one thing that people forget is that if he goes through this season winning any trophy, doesn't matter if it's the Premier League, FA Cup, whatever it is, Champions League, what does it say for him? Because if he does that, number one, he's beating Jurgen Klopp to it. It took Jurgen Klopp 3 seasons to get Liverpool to where they are today. Then it would have took Lampard 2 seasons to win us a trophy. Do you know what I mean? Yes, he hasn't got the background and the experience to back it. Yes, and Jurgen Klopp did because he managed Borussia Dortmund, for a very long time, and brought up some top quality players and Lewandowski and Royce and whoever else at the time. I get that you can see where he's going with it, but what does that really say for Lampard? Because there's a lot of negativity towards him as a manager because he hasn't got the experience, he hasn't won any trophies. But if he does go and win a trophy this season on his second season at Chelsea, when are people going to actually look and think, actually, we need to stamp some respect on this guy? Look what he's done in the space of 2 years for Chelsea. Because for me, that's a big achievement for someone that supposedly, which is true, hasn't got the experience, hasn't won anything. If he goes and wins us the title, he's got to surely be one of the best title-winning managers at Chelsea for doing that in such a short space of time. Do we not agree? Based upon what was expected from him. Everyone's putting him down so much. So I'm just basing it on expectation.
Yeah, that's definitely true. He definitely go down as one of the best English managers, especially of the modern era. Because, like, for me, I look at it and I look back. All whatever aside, because I know he's at Spurs, but Jose is, our greatest ever manager, at least modern era anyway. Along with, I'd say Ancelotti. If Frank can come in and he's here for 3, 4 years and he wins a Premier League or 2, then yeah, he definitely has to go down in contention for it. Considering the fact that he's English and English managers always get put down as well.
I just want to see the same energy for Frank Lampard if he does go throughout this season and win something for Chelsea, because in 2 seasons, in his first season he got us into the Champions League, which I think he's overachieved because no one expects him to do in the first place. If in his second season he manages to win the Premier League, even an FA Cup or even like a domestic trophy, people need to start putting respect on his name, because at the end of the day, everyone's moaning about him not having the cup, the experience, manager experience, or the background to show that he's won things. Man walks in and does it in 2 seasons at Chelsea. What more? Like, I want to see the same energy that they were saying on him being crap reversed, because he deserves it, and he deserves it a lot more than other managers because of what he's done in such a short space of time. Shows that he's actually a very talented individual and manager, and it can be done. It's yet to be seen because we don't know what's going to happen to Chelsea by the end of the season. We may finish second, be a couple of points off, and not win a trophy, or we might win a trophy. For me, if we finish second or even third and we win the domestic trophy, I don't think he's done too bad. Done too bad.
And it's bringing in that winning mentality into the team, because again, people can say I twerk for Jose, whatever. I keep bringing it back to him because when he first came in, yes, people say he was a European Cup winner at Porto and stuff like that. He came in, automatically instilled that winning mentality when we won the League Cup or whatever it's called back then.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter how good your team is, you still winning games doesn't necessarily win you anything. You need that winning mentality. The same with, I keep saying about Spurs under Poch. I never took them seriously to win the title because they didn't have a winning mentality. Because I kept on saying, even if they finish 4th or 5th, but they win the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup, then I personally can put them as favourites to win the title the following season because you have that hunger to step over that line. And I think Frank this season, if we win the FA Cup, which, I mean, it's a shame that we got knocked out of the Carabao Cup so early, but I think it is a possibility that we can win the FA Cup based on our depth that we have. If we win it and we finish third or second, even if we finish fourth, I think next season, I might necessarily say we're favourites, but would be a very strong chance that we'll win it next season, the title.
Yeah, and that's all a big possibility, you know. It's prime. What's that saying? Prime.
4 games, you guys. I think yes, yes, you did that.
Yeah, and you know, look, they put Lampard, they put Ollie, they put Arteta all in the same brackets. Arteta won something with Arsenal, but then look how he's performed this season. Do you know what I mean? So winning things is not always. What I'm trying to get is winning trophies doesn't always predict how good a manager is in such a short space of time. Because even though he's done that, and congratulations to them, look how poor he's been this season. He can't seem to get them to gel and play in a way that is benefiting the team moving forward.
Interesting. Do you think then us not winning, us losing the FA Cup final is a blessing in disguise? Because if we'd won it, Frank goes into the season. Keep in mind all the signings we've made. We spent 200 whatever million. There'd be even more pressure. That's because we went into the season anyway. People were saying with the players that you have, Chelsea have to be competing for the title. You have to be one of the favourites. And then remember on the Chelsea show, we were predicting scorelines and stuff up until Christmas. And we were saying that if we want to keep up with City and Liverpool, then we have to be somewhat unbeaten up until then and stuff like that. And the reaction from that show was that, oh my God, how can you Chelsea fans say that it's going to take time for these players to settle in and gel and everything? So, like, how does that all work? Either we should be favourites based on what we have, or it's going to take time to settle and people have to get off his back.
Anyone barring Monster who says that Chelsea were favourites this season is in my eyes is crazy. Like, there's no way in hell. Like, and even if Chelsea do win the league and Monster is proven right, I think even Monster will sit there and say, "Hear me now, like, yeah, I backed us, but I didn't actually expect that to happen." I still don't think Monster got it. I think Monster just threw it out there, and it is what it is. But any other fans, I think I'd say about 78% of the fan base of Chelsea would turn around and say we should be competing. They would say we'll win it, but we should be competing with the players that we brought in. So for me, it's one of the it's a weird one. But like I said, Arteta's won something, but he's not had a good start to the season. Ollie's been slated, by not only rivals but his own fans about the way he lays out his teams and the way
I swear they're like 3 points away from us or something.
3 points away from us, right? If they beat Man City and they win their game in hand, they go above us. So what does that say about Ollie as well? Like, people were criticising managers, for me, not based upon what they're actually doing in the game, just the individual. Because if you're looking at what they're doing in the game, it argues against what they're saying. Does that make sense? So even Frank Lampard, 16 games, 16 matches unbeaten. I would never have predicted that from last season. How we were leaking goals left, right, and centre, 3-2s, 4-3s, blimmin' losing games, and all of a sudden we're now 16 matches unbeaten. Like, people forget. Do you know what I mean?
Like this season from last, again, based on, like, for me, everything's just about realistic expectations. I expect an improvement from last season, especially with better players, more time to gel and settle your team. But I didn't expect things to be, again, this quick. You know what I mean? Or this, like, seamless. Because even, especially with the start that we had, and people were saying, "Oh, why is Mountain playing out wide? Why is Havertz out wide?" People still complaining about Werner being out wide. I didn't have a problem with that necessarily, because I get the injuries that we have. Sometimes you just have to make do and try and use the players that you have at your disposal. But now that we have, I guess, more or less a fully fit team, I don't know the news about Ziyech necessarily.
Yeah, he's got a hamstring injury. I think it could be at least 2 weeks. Depends how serious it is.
Yeah. Again, even with Ziyech out, and that might be a bit of a miss for the creativity, but we still
Pulisic
have
is
a
back.
strong squad. Like Mount playing out wide for a few games isn't necessarily a problem.
No, this is where we should be giving opportunities to people like Cho, because so far, every time he's came on and played, he's played well. Give him a chance now. Do you know what I mean? He deserves to be playing. He needs to rotate with Pulisic, because Pulisic, for me, is injury prone and he can't be playing every game 90 minutes. So you're going to have to. And this is what goes back to what we were saying at the beginning of this chat about Frank Lampard and this guy pretty much putting him down and saying that he's not a good manager because the reason Chelsea are playing well is not because of Lampard, it's because of the players he's brought in. It's incorrect. It's crap. It's rubbish. Lampard has to rotate the squad. Right? He has to make sure he gets the best out of his players. He has to sort out the right formation. He has to judge each game against each individual opponent, because certain teams have world-class players, and sometimes you have to but nullify them in games, which again comes back to the manager and his research. Do you know what I mean? So he's done so much up to now, yeah. And people that keep coming for Chelsea and trying to find reasons to have a dig at Frank Lampard are no more other than scared or jealous at the moment, because we're playing. There's no reason for it. I'm sorry. There's no reason for anyone to have a dig at the moment.
8 people watching. Everyone like and subscribe if you're new. Share on YouTube. Speaking of our players that we have, Thiago Silva performance against Leeds, 4 clearances, 100% aerial deals 1, 100% ground deals 1, 100% dribbles, set, 92.6% pass accuracy, 1 key pass, 1 block shot, 1 interception. Is he on form the best centre back in the world? Because Zuma as well, all his stats and everything with Zuma is equally as up there as well. So
Chelsea at the moment, for me, have the best duo, and it's proven in the league in terms of defending. Like the Zuma, and we already know as Chelsea fans, to get the best out of Zuma, you need a leader next to him. When he first came to Chelsea, he was playing next to John Terry. John Terry got the best out of Zuma. He was awesome. I don't know why and what it is, but he just seems to just flurry with someone with experience next to him. And with Thiago Silva next to him, what we've seen this season is that they've built a relationship. Yeah, that is working. They talk constantly. I watched him yesterday against Leeds. Thiago Silva's forever in Zuma's ear. I see it. You can see him behind him. Even when Zuma's not looking at him, he's got his back to him. You can hear him shouting at him. Go here, go there, watch it. He's running. Like they're always constantly communicating. One of the biggest things that we lacked last season was that there was no leaders. There was no one to drag players about when they're out of position, or point out this, or if they're too deep, bring them up the pitch, and that's what
people have to keep in mind. Zuma's 26 years old, so and even the fact that he was out injured and getting back from injuries and stuff for like 2 seasons as well. I don't expect him to automatically be a leader. Tomori, who played last season, he's still young. He's like 22.
Yeah.
Rudiger, he's 27 years old. He's not. I like Rudiger, and he is vocal, but he's not exactly a leader. Christensen, I guess the less said about him, the better. But again, he's 24 years old. He's still young. We didn't have a leader last season, and then you also add in the Kepa problems and everything. It doesn't help.
I think where the expectation bar has been set very high this season. You've seen Rudiger and Christensen play together this season, and they look like as good as Zuma and Thiago Silva. And I was shocked. I was going like that in my eyes. I was like, what am I watching? Like, why weren't they doing this last season? And it's weird how it takes someone like Thiago Silva to raise the bar with his professionalism, with the way he defends, to then get the best not only out of Zuma, but keep people like Rudiger and Christensen on their toes, so that when they get an opportunity to play in games, you start seeing the best coming out of them, because they're actually communicating, they're actually trying to show Lampard, look, and sometimes it just takes that. And for me, the biggest thing, the greatest ever teams in Premier League have squad depth. And the reason you have squad depth is because it keeps people on their toes. When you haven't got that, and I'm going to give you a big example of it now, Arsenal, Banter FC Football Club, yeah, look at Aubameyang. Who has he got that can take his space today?
No one.
That's my point. His levels have dropped because he knows he's always going to start. He's needed. He's the most important player. So if he don't turn up, they tend to not perform. So in his head, it's like, cool. No one's pushing me. No one's up behind me to get the best out of me. So I'll just do my
Even
thing.
look at Lacazette as well.
And Lacazette, all of them.
Starting as a striker because there's no one else there. The likes of Holding, Xhaka, and Ceballos, and everyone. These players are still going to be playing because they don't have no one to push them. You look at Arsenal fans, and that's why I keep saying with Chelsea, how even at the start of the season, or how the clangers Kepa kept making, I was still being positive because I don't want our fan base to be like Arsenal fans, that we can turn on players so quickly and slate them.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, you have a bad performance, okay, but so long as you wear the Chelsea shirt and you're playing, I am going to back you because it only benefits my team and benefits me. So, like you look at what's happening now. There are some Arsenal fans that are getting on Aubameyang's back after everything they've done for him, and it's just
it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful, and look, a good example of that is Eden Hazard at Chelsea. The guy dragged us to Premier League titles, but then he was inconsistent in his next season, disappeared, and we weren't the same team. And I remember Eden Hazard going throughout. Yeah, I remember Hazard going throughout a season where he only scored 1 or 2 goals, and one of the goals he scored was against Liverpool, and it's our last game of the season. Like that's how bad of a season he had, like at the time. But we never ever said get him out. You know, he's crap, this, that, and the other, because we respected what he did. Mad to think Arteta two losses away from relegation. Yeah, you know, and look, I'm not going to judge Arteta. I think Arsenal need to stick with him. There's no reason to get rid of these type of managers because we don't know what to expect from them. If they get rid of him and then he goes on to Real Madrid and becomes one of the greatest managers ever, Arsenal are going to slap themselves in the face.
No, I'm already judging him because for me, a lot of things for me is expectations, and that might affect things. But like the reason why we all banter Pepe, because in reality we do know he's just an average player anyway. But the reason why we banter Pepe is based on that expectation. That's why Werner and Havertz thus far are being labeled as flops based on expectations. Arteta needs to get the same thing based on the expectation. Because with Frank, he is performing thus far. You like, for example, a reference again to that video. You have they're saying that Frank's not the driving force or whatever to what we're doing, but then those will be the same people who will say stuff like Frank's not good enough. So if he's not good enough, then what is he actually doing now then?
Yeah, sorry, I was just reading something in the comments. John he's not happy with ads because he feels like he's not showing any respect to me. Listen, ads is
you're talking about the video.
Yeah, no, look, ads is a very young, talented guy. I am a lot older than ads, and for me, it's one of them things where it's people like me or they don't like me. I'll just say what I think. Pick me up.
I'm gonna clip this up, so say it again.
No, I was just saying, but with ads, the honest answer to that, John, is that he's talented. He's younger. He's he's what 50. He's God knows overall young teenager that's got the individual talents that I want people to see, not only on GNA TV but across everyone's platforms because he actually has something that could sort him out for life if he gets it right and if he gets noticed by individuals, and that's what I'm trying to do with him. And listen, you might think that Ads hasn't got the respect for me. He does. I talk to him every day, all day, every day. We talk a lot. A great part of the reason why we do the show together is because of the respect that we've got for each other. And to think that he don't think I'm talented, he does. It's not a problem. At the end of the day, for me, all we're doing is talking football, bro. It's like we don't need to. There's not much talent behind it other than you just say what's in your brain and say how you feel. As long as you do that, yeah, fine. If people like it or not, fine. But when it comes to me and Ads, we're sweet, we're respectful for each other. We compliment each other in certain ways because I'm the older guy, the old fart, as they say, and he's the young and up and coming. And that's why.
In some cases, you could say that you are the Thiago Silva to his Zuma.
Exactly. And that's what it is. Like, people know me from the Football Terrace, and they've seen me before, and they know what I'm about. And I've got people that, I don't need people to put some, give me that support to make me feel like I'm some of this great talent. I don't need that. But, with ads, I'm not saying he does, but, I always say how I feel, and that's all it was. It wasn't to just pick him up and not pick me up. It's just that I said what I feel at the time, and that's it, really.
Exactly. Getting back to Chelsea, Giroud the most disrespected striker from the fans' perspective.
Yeah, not by the fans. I don't think the fans disrespect him whatsoever, Hassan. I think it's more as a player at whatever club he's at. He done so much for us last season. If we didn't have him playing going into the end of last season, we wouldn't have what we wouldn't have won. We wouldn't have won them games, and we wouldn't have got Champions League without him. This season, he came on against Seville. He scores his 3-4 goals. Scores again yesterday. Of course, he deserves to start. Do you know what I mean? He's in good form up to now. So, is it disrespect to him? No. Again, does it go back to competition? Yes. Is Giroud the long-term answer for Chelsea? No. Is he good to have, as a player in your squad? Of course he is. He brings bags of experience, and he still scores goals up to date. But eventually, I do want to see Timo Werner playing up there. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon at this rate with Frank Lampard. I think Frank Lampard's enjoying Werner playing off the wing, which I think kills half of his actual ability, because what Werner's great at doing for me is just his movement. And if he can't, because when you're playing on the wing, he can only do so much, if that makes sense, because he has to stick out wide. But when he's up front, he can use his movement to pull the defenders forward, run behind. Do you know what I mean? He's free to do that more. So that's what I want from him.
Devil's advocate, how much is he actually on the wing though? Because you have the energy, the athleticism, the dynamic of Chilwell at left back. I mean, from the way I look at it, Werner kind of comes inside, and it's kind of like a bit of a front two. And Mount, the way he plays, the press, the defensive work he brings to the team, he covers as much as he can anyway, that left-hand side.
He doesn't do anything more. His style of play is no different. I mean, in terms of the way Christian Pulisic plays off the wing. Like, Christian Pulisic is in the box when Reece James is crossing it, but that's what Lampard expects from whoever's playing there. What worries me is that when we haven't got the ball, he's playing left wing, and he's sometimes playing next to Chilwell, trying to tackle people and get the ball back. That's not Timo Werner. I'm sorry. You can't be having Timo Werner playing that deep and have that much pace. Do you know what I mean? You want him as far up the pitch as possible, so that if we do knock a ball long and clear, he can put pressure on them. He can shut them down. He can maybe make the run behind the defence. He can, when there's that big gap between the defence and the goalkeeper, that's when you want Timo Werner. And you saw it yesterday. Look at the last goal. Kovacic gets the ball. You can see Werner already making the run down the wing. Yeah, and even though it was a straight run, look how quick he was and devastating he was. No one could even stop him. They even tried to pull him down, and they couldn't, because he was that quick. And Christian Pulisic matched it because he's quick as well. But my point is this: if you had him play more central, you would see more of him. I think people say, "Well, no, I don't get it." At Leipzig, he was playing on the wing. A lot of the times he'd come off in the wing and inside. That's wrong. That's wrong. Yeah, he used to score goals from the wing because he used to drag himself out there. But it goes back to what I say about his movement as a player. He moves across from the middle to the left, from the left to the right. But when you ask him to just stay out in the left and then eventually come in the middle here and there, I just feel like you cut half of his game. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's very true. Hopefully, we get to see it. Give him the run up front, but
it's working at the moment, isn't it? He's not going to change it now, but eventually, I think he's got to look at it. So
and I think he will. That definitely will be the plan, or should be the plan. But again, it's mitigating things. We know Pulisic is a bit injury prone. Maybe Ziyech is as well. You got to try and work with what you have. And again, when you have this sort of squad depth, people should stop, complaining and getting too reactionary. Like against Leeds, the lineup that we put out, or not Leeds, Sevilla, the lineup that we put out, and people were complaining and stuff. The only, I guess, criticism I kind of had prior to the game was Christensen starting. I didn't have a problem with Rudiger or anything. But again, I didn't say much. We went into the game and it was comfortable.
Listen, Chelsea. Got to read that out if you want before I start talking.
I think also having a massive effect on the players. Imagine your teammates earning 350 a week for playing poor, not even in the squad, and player power going to affect Arsenal. If Arteta was English, everyone would be on his case. If Frank was Spanish, he was seen as world class manager. I agree with that massively.
What I was just about to say just now. One of the things I was going to say is that if Frank Lampard was called Lampardinho or Lampardo or whatever, they would rate him more because he's not English, and that's the problem. English managers, like English players, do not get the respect that they deserve in this day and game of age, and it's not good. It's not good. Do you know what I mean? Did you say who? Giroud?
Yeah, ever called Giroudinho.
Yeah, so going back to Frank Lampard, we've still got to see more. Yeah, I'm waiting till December, January to see where we're at, to then start really seeing if we can win the title. But as a manager so far, you can't knock him. There's no one here that can sit here and say that he's done a bad job so far. He hasn't. People say, well, he's expected to do that because he's got all these players, but no one expected them to gel as quickly as they have.
Exactly.
And the competitive performances they are. Chelsea are blowing away teams at the moment. So people are not understanding. Other than, all right, the bigger teams like the Tottenhams and the Liverpools and the Man Uniteds, which again, people forgetting, and this is another thing as well. Yes, we're not winning these games, and yes, I want to see us win these games. But if there's a difference of a point between us and Liverpool at the end of the season to win the title, people are going to look back to that Tottenham game and say, "Thank fuck, we blooming drew and did lose a game."
Exactly.
You know what I mean, though? And so if we win all of our other games, look, and it's another thing that you play, bar in the top six, out of everyone in the top six, you play everyone else more than you do the top six anyway. So provided you're winning them games, you're always going to be up there. Relevant to you drawing games in the top six. It's crap when people sit there and go, but can Chelsea really win the league if they can't beat the top six? Yeah, they can. Because if they continue playing like they are at the moment and blowing teams away that are out of that top six, then mathematically they're going to be there one way or the other. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. I'm sorry. Like
I guess also, I guess it's a thing that it also comes down to the fine margins. Because all right, I'll play devil's advocate on this. We played Liverpool, United, Spurs this season in terms of the top six. 2 points out of 9. Spurs have played Chelsea, Man United, and Man City, and have got 7 points out of 9. So in terms of that, and Spurs also being in the title race, we can't deny that.
Yeah, but then they're on the same points as us then. So that just tells me they're not winning games against the lesser teams. I'm sorry. So it adds up in different ways, in different aspects. People can look at it in different ways, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is the points and where you are in the table. It doesn't matter if you're winning, drawing, or even losing enough games to the top six. It doesn't matter, providing you're winning your others. Does that makes sense?
Comment from Indy Budwall. Guys, put in your comments and questions and stuff in here. I'll bring them up because they're actually great to talk about. I think the guy Chelsea got from Wigan, Anthony Barry, I think his name is, has had a massive effect in the background scenes. Yes, he has. Anthony Barry, we brought in from Wigan. He's a defensive structure coach.
Yeah.
I really see that in the way that we defend, both in transition, out of transition, how we're able to break things down when we're getting countered against and stuff like that. How we're able to play from set pieces, which again, look at how many Suma scoring this season. I think he's 1 away from Van Dijk's total from last season as well. We're, what are your thoughts on that? Because again, from Frank, being young and inexperienced, surrounding yourselves with more experienced coaches in certain aspects really does help.
Of course it does. It's important. The manager's important, but the whole board is important as well. Having Peter Cech back at the club is very important because, again, it brings someone that cares about the club in, someone that knows, someone that's been the best for a number of years. He's got the club's best interests to heart, and it works. Do you know what I mean? And this is why Chelsea are not like Man United and Arsenal, because they've got a board that works and they've got a chairman that will spend money and show his love to his club. Woodward don't do that. Kroenke don't do that. Do you know what I mean? They just care about making money rather than spending, in what I've seen up to now. and that's the difference. And that's the difference, and that's why Chelsea will always be there or thereabouts. Even if we drop off a bit, from out of all of them three, it will be Roman Abramovich that will throw the money in to bring Chelsea back up because he shows that he cares for the club. They don't do it.
I like what we did, that we spent smart. Because look at, Thiago Silva is like 2 years or so from retirement, and Ziyech is in his prime. But the players that we brought in, Mendy's young for a goalkeeper. We have Werner, who's young, Havertz, who's young, Zuma in the team, he's young for a centre back. Mount in the team is young. Tammy's young. Reece James is young. Pulisic is young. We have players. We have a core that is built for the future. And again, I was thinking last season that, okay, fine, but Frank, I don't know if you can be the guy, but at least come in and build that way that when City and Liverpool do drop off, because look at how the squad are. Liverpool are going to, it looks like they're dropping off now, but Liverpool's players, they're going to drop off within the next year or two. Pep, he doesn't know how to rebuild a team from base of what I know about him. We need to be ready to go and dominate. And I was thinking United and Chelsea would be the two teams to do that. Looks like United are not going to do it anymore. But Chelsea, whether it is we win the league this season or it's next season, we need to be ready to capitalize on that dominance, because Bayern Munich did it in Europe, and they look to be the best team in Europe by far. No one else in Europe is really up there anymore. Barca are trying to rebuild. Real are trying to rebuild. Juve are trying to rebuild. It seems like we could potentially be set up for the next few years where there's going to be no real competition, where we can continue to grow and build. And then once our players hit our prime.
Yeah, look, O'Shea, I had this conversation with O'Shea this morning and last night. He was messaging me privately about Liverpool, and he seems to feel very confident that they're going to dominate for a numerous amount of years. And I was just trying to give him a clear insight, or not clear insight, because he should know this, because he's seen Chelsea and the way they have been since 2004, that you cannot write Chelsea off. When Chelsea finished 10th, the next season they won the Premier League. When Chelsea finished 6th, they won a Champions League. Do you know what I mean? Like, Chelsea have got a habit of knowing how to win things, and Chelsea will always be dangerous. Well, providing Roman Abramovich is there and the money's being spent, and we're getting the right people in, it will be the same thing. It will always be the same thing. I don't think Liverpool will dominate. I'm still waiting to see if Liverpool are one-hit wonder with the squad that they've got. Do you know what I mean? Because eventually the Salahs and the Manes, I think, will move on. And then it's about they've got Jota in, yeah, great, but then they're going to need to get other players from around the world to come in and carry the same level that they have done over the consistent years. And that's yet to be seen whether that can be done or not. Look, I don't think it's far from to say that Liverpool could possibly win this year and maybe next. But I just don't think you can write off us. I don't think you can still write off Man City, because all it takes is one really good transfer season for them and they're back up there. Do you know what I mean? Man United, even though people diss Man United are still always there or thereabouts. Yeah, they're not near the title. But with Bruno there and the Rashfords and that, they're still going to always cause problems and be deadly. But you can never write Chelsea off. That's what I'm trying to say. Chelsea will always be there, providing that Roman Abramovich is there and spending the money he is at that club. And it will be interesting. It really will be interesting to see. And I agree with Prime. I think we're buying players I think we're buying these players not to just come and win the title this season. I think it's more of a long-run thing for us, a long-term thing, because you're buying players that are so young. You're buying players that are so young but are so talented, so that when they hit their prime, could potentially have had so many, experience under their belt playing in the Premier League and know how to win things. Do you know what I mean? And then you'll set yourself up, because you've got all this young talent who are in their prime now, and then you're adding bits here and there, because eventually we're going to have to replace Thiago Silva because he's not going to be there for too long, and whatever else. Still little areas that we need to sort out. But then you're going into seasons with players that are up and coming. And
exactly. Again, me personally, I'm not with Callum not playing, or I say not playing, he is playing, but people saying he's not starting every game and stuff like that. I'm not mad at that, because people seem to forget that he is still young. He's a kid. Let them grow and develop. Like, I think, was it you? I brought this point up look at the way Foden is being handled at City for the past few years, slowly taking his chances here and there. You know, personally, I would rather have that from Callum than him be thrusted in the media every week.
I agree. And I think, especially now, you have to look to the future. You look at Liverpool's team. Mane and Salah are only getting older. Virgil van Dijk is not young, is he? I can't remember. How old is he? Even, I think he's in his late 20s, is he? He's 27, 28? Yeah.
Van Dijk is 29, I think.
That's what I'm saying. He's in his late ages. I'm not saying he's going to be a bad player, but you're talking about the long run and Liverpool dominating.
Yeah.
You're going to need to add to that. You know, Trent's young. Robbo's probably.
The injuries that he has this season, or the injury Van Dijk has, the likelihood of him coming back the same player is going to be tough, considering the fact that it's going to take him. Well, he should be back next season, and even then, slowly working his way back. He might not be the same until the season after or so. And then he's like 32, and at that age, as a centre back, your pace goes. Van Dijk, he's a lot about the pace as well. His strength won't be exactly the same. How good is he going to be when he just has to read the game instead of relying on that recovery?
Look, everyone gets older at some point. Freaks like Thiago Silva are still good because they look after themselves. I've seen Thiago Silva off the pitch. The guy doesn't drink, doesn't do anything. Like, he's very, very strict in his diet. And there's actually a video of Thiago Silva. And the players talk about him as a professional, and the way he looks after himself and the way he is. And the way he is on the pitch is actually the way he is. You know, he's a nice person, but the way he's on the pitch is the way he is off the pitch as well. But he's so determined to stay at the highest level that he can possibly do, if that makes sense. And that involves him having to eat certain things, train certain times. This is why we're seeing such a good Thiago Silva, because he's disciplined. He's a disciplined player still at his age. You know, look at Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He's nearly 40, and the guy is just a beast. He's still scoring goals. You know what I mean? Again, someone that's disciplined. Looks after himself. So age is only a number, but it does catch up on you. You do lose your pace. You know, you do lose that. That makes sense because you're getting older. But what you don't lose is the knowledge, the game knowledge, where to put yourself in the right positions. Like Edison Cavani is a big example of it against Southampton. You know, he might not be the quickest or whatever, but he still knows where to be in the box, and he will still score consistent goals because he's world class. He's always been world class. So it is what it is. And with Frank Lampard, like we were saying at the beginning of the season, put some respect on his name. There's no reason for people to be trying to find excuses to have a dig at this Chelsea squad and him at the moment. This guy that commented on him about him not being the reason Chelsea are winning or playing so well is a load of rubbish anyway. So for me, you move on. We've got LFC Hush, have we?
LFC Shush.
Okay.
I don't know if you have anything there. Hello?
Mm.
Hello?
Mm.
Get rid of him. He's mucking around. Get rid of him. He's just God knows what he's doing.
I'd say it's based on title wins the last decade. Oh, they're talking about the points total required to win. Yeah, I mean, it might not be this season the way it is. It's definitely not going to be as much as it has been the past few years. Who would you prefer to win the Championship or Champions League or Premiership or Champions League this season? So, assuming Chelsea don't win either, who would you prefer to win?
I want the Premier League. I love the Champions League. I think it's the biggest one, probably the biggest trophy ever. But I want Chelsea. I want us to win the Premier League again. I want us to win the Champions League as well because that's just beautiful. To have a second Champions League would be great. I'd never take that. I think Chelsea have got a big chance. If you look at the actual talent, if you look at the Barcelonas and the Real Madrids, they've all laid off. Do you know what I mean? They're not the same. Like, it's such an open Champions League now. I think Bayern Munich are still big favourites, but at least it's more. There's more opportunity for teams to come up and actually win it and surprise people. That makes sense. So we'll see. Target don't need pace if their positioning and finishing is good. Two great examples, Ibra and Giroud. Yeah, I agree, and you got to throw Cavani in that as well, Hassan. You know, and it is what it is, mate. You know, it is what it is, and yeah, just put some respect on Frank Lampard's name, people. Don't want to hear any more crap about him. Let's just move on. Let's keep going. There's nothing to judge yet. It's still too early in the season. And at the moment, he's got it right. He's got it right. Reece James is playing out of his skin at the moment as well to keep Dave off the pitch, who's been a consistent starter for Chelsea. Ben Chilwell's slowly getting better and better. He's already started well, but he's slowly getting better and better. Kante's just been... For me, that formation don't work if you haven't got Kante there. If you look when Kante don't play, we go back to a 2. We always seem to slip back into a 2 with Kovacic and Jorginho. So Kante's so important. Havertz just needs a bit of time. It will come good. I still think that guy's going to be talented as hell.
Did you say this? You get a tattoo?
Hashtag, man. I forgot. When did I say this?
Wait, was that you're doing that? You'll do that this season?
Yeah.
You'll get a Chelsea tattoo. Where are you getting the tattoo?
I didn't say I'd get a Chelsea tattoo, hashtag. I said I would get a tattoo. All right, of Chelsea somewhere on there.
Where are you getting the tattoo, though?
I don't know where.
We forgot.
I forgot.
Oh, God. Aztec, man, you have a good memory, bro.
He does, doesn't he? You remember this stuff, bro. Logging it. When he sees my face, he just thinks tattoo. Not fair, bro. What's happening? I'm gonna go get some water quickly, and then we'll just talk about my career quickly.
Yeah, you can do that.
All right, cool. I'll get some water.
How are you, Prime? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. You sound like you just woke up.
No, right. No, I've been up for a while. I'm just feeling a little bit low today, man. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I had to wake up early. It's my routine to wake up early, no matter what time I get to sleep. So, yeah, I'm just feeling a little bit low today, but I'll be better in the afternoon, like deep afternoon, so like 2-3 o'clock. I'll be better. But yeah, I do sound a bit tired, don't I? But it'll get better. Don't worry.
Yeah, are you okay though?
Yeah, man, I'm blessed. Thank you for asking. Thing is, right, I'll be honest with you. The thing is, anyone could have wanted Chelsea to lose yesterday, but they knew it wouldn't be possible for them to lose. And I'll tell you why, yeah. They're just too good. They're too good. And Zuma, bro, I said at the start of the season, I said, watch him do a madness. Watch him score headers from corners. And what he's doing? What did Aztec say? What was that?
Nothing. Thoughts on the Europa Conference League for next season? UCL will seem as small if the European Super League comes. The European Super League. Wait, Jem, do you want to continue talking football, or do you want to delve into your career?
It's up to you.
Oh, mind. All these questions are footballing questions, and I like these. What thoughts on the Super League? What the hell is it? Is it going to happen?
We'll talk about my career in another show if you want. We'll just
if it happens, then Jim has to get another tattoo.
What?
If the
European
Super League happens.
Going to happen? What are your thoughts on it, guys?
Thoughts on European Super League for me, I don't want it because it's disrespectful to and makes teams outside the top 6 small. The European Super League.
Jem, you know that dumb idea with all the big teams around around Europe.
For me, the only reason they're doing that is because it's a money making scheme. It's just another way of them making more money for the clubs, for the sponsors, the for FIFA or whoever. Like, that's the only reason they do this stuff. I just do it because they're money driven. The only reason they think of doing it more now is because of what's happening with COVID and that, and they've probably lost tons of money. So they're always thinking of ways to try and, fill their pockets. Would it be good? It'd be good for us to watch for a small time, but I just don't think it'd be beneficial. It'd be better. It would give. Again, think of it like this: what it would do is it would give a lot of random teams that have never won the Premier Leagues and things like that an opportunity to go out and do that, because you're taking away the usual top six that would always dominate for so long. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. It ruins the whole meaning of football for me. But it would be good to watch. It's like a FIFA tournament, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of meaning like a FIFA tournament.
I'll give my thoughts on it. Right, I'll say this right now.
We didn't ask.
It's a bit disrespectful. It's a bit disrespectful because obviously, to be honest with you, if this does actually happen, it's going to overwrite the Champions League, and it's going to completely destroy the Europa League as well. Because I don't like it when people say the Europa League is the losers' cup, because in my opinion it isn't. I think it's just if you lose in the Champions League, if you don't get past the group stages and you go in there, I can understand that. That's fair enough. But there are teams who work and grind to get in there and actually win it. All right. So if they had that league, that's out of existence completely. The Champions League, that still has a chance and a spark of hope to be relevant, because if they're going to adjust that and say, yeah, all the top 6 teams around Europe have to go into this Super League thing, right? Then that's going to overwrite the Champions League, because most of the top 6 teams around Europe, they go into the Champions League anyway and battle it out. So it would make no point. It would make no sense, in my opinion. And anyone who wants that, bro, honestly, like, they just want your money. We're customers now. We're not fans. We're customers to these people.
That hashtag, that was not me. So don't put me in that bracket.
1 second. Remember when
I wasn't laughing at what Amira said with 2-8. I never disagreed with that. No. I never disagreed with that. My point was that Mount shouldn't play more than Havertz. In terms of, if we're playing with a 10, I don't think Mount should be playing over Havertz. That was my point. However, 2-8, I never had a problem with that, because I said if we end up winning the league and doing well this season and they're playing as 2-8s, or Mount is playing over Havertz, then cool, I don't have a problem. But if Mount is playing over Havertz and we're playing badly, then obviously it's not a good thing. But all he was just Mount.
I like Amiros though, man. He took sense.
Why can't I see Lincoln on the left?
All right, guys, we're going to end the stream now. Bye.
Oh, God.
Morbid Angel of Death, or Morbid Angel of Better Than Death says, it'll get boring playing Real all the time.
Facts.
Cool. Okay. Let me bring this up, yeah? Jam, let me finish speaking before you react.
I'm going to sit back.
I was watching the Gold Diggers podcast on, when was it? Friday, I think. So yeah, Friday or Saturday morning, I guess, on my way back from work and stuff like that. I was watching the Gold Diggers podcast, and Faye on it, even though we all know she wants Frank out and everything, she thinks we have a genuine chance in the Champions League. Let me finish. She's saying that she thinks that, bring on Real Madrid and stuff like that, that we have a genuine chance in the Champions League. Lambs also thinks we can beat Real Madrid, which I get kind of from the point of view that we need to play a big team and spank them, or we need to spank a team at some point just to bring in that fear factor. However, yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I think
one day I look like Stonesy, the next day I look like Kanye West.
That's true. Well done. Very good. I think we have got a chance of beating the Real Madrid, and that they're not the same animal as they were before, the Barcelona's and Real Madrid. I think she's right in what she's saying. I think Chelsea can compete in the Champions League. I think we need it to be sort of a blessed. We kind of need to be slightly blessed in how we get there if we get to the final, in terms of maybe cutting some corners with certain teams. But overall, you've got to beat the best to win anyway. So you're going to catch them at one point. The only good thing is it's a one-legged Champions League now. It's not two legs, so that's a good thing, which means it's just going to be like a blimming. Every game's going to be like one
leg. So where's it being played?
Well, I don't know how they've worked it out, but basically, I think whoever is seeded first holds the game at their home. If that makes sense, and that's how it works out. I don't know how they're going to do it, but Anyway,
Can I ask something though? Can I touch base on what you just said though, Brian?
let me finish that.
Yeah, go on, Jim. Sorry, bro.
No. So for me, it's one of them ones where it don't make sense what Faye's saying, because she's saying that we can win the Champions League, but she don't think Frank Lampard's the right manager to win us anything. So make up your mind. That's telling me that she's talking rubbish in the first place, because if you don't believe in Frank Lampard, you shouldn't believe in him to win things. Does that make sense? So how the hell?
No, I just thought I'd bring up. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't even ask her about that anyway, about what she meant by that. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting.
She's going against quotes about how Lampard's not the man and he's rubbish and he don't do anything and blah blah. She don't make sense anyway, does she? Let's be serious. She's just
no, like for me, that's why I want to see him against the bigger sides, because when you're facing teams with equally as strong teams as you, and they have much better managers than you based on their experience and what they won or whatever, like as a Dan or a Jose or Klopp or Simeone or whoever, that's when you're going to get tested. So again, Real Madrid, people say they're in poor form now. If Real Madrid get out,
it doesn't matter around with Barcelona. They can beat any team. Maybe
hashtag you're 12. Ads, why are you laughing at?
No, the comment was jokes, man. I'm sorry, but can I say something now? Can I say something about what she said? The first thing is, right, Jem, you literally took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna say that. She said she wants him to go because you guys drew against us, right? And then she expects you lot to win big games against big teams who set way higher standards, right? That's stupid talk. And I told you that she does not believe a word she's saying. Then she said in exactly the same stream that she in like the space of a heartbeat, she'd swap Lampard with Pep as if he's this god that can change Chelsea and make it a better club. Listen.
No, hashtag. Can stay far away from my wedding as possible, mate. I used to invited.
Don't worry, safe can be ads as +1.
Oh
wow.
That was 12. Hashtag was 12.
Yeah, I think he is.
I don't know, 12 was just my normal response for people who are younger than me.
Yeah.
Oh, good. But no, I'll say this now.
Sorry.
No, it's all good, bro. No, she just, I don't know why she thinks that Pep is like such a. He's, to be honest with you, he's one of the best managers. That's a fact. He is one of the best. But realistically, this season, who's been setting higher standards, Pep or Lampard? It's a rhetorical question. It's clearly Lampard setting higher standards because the consistency levels have been on point. He's had a draw with a top 6 side, and it was a decent game and a decent performance. It wasn't just based on individual performances to actually make it a draw, because the back line was solid. I think Reece James, Rudiger, and Zuma were all good, and basically they kept you in the game. And Son and Kane, they weren't clinical at all. So Faye's talking nonsense again. So you need to get her in check, Prime, because I don't know what she's talking about.
Wait, what do you get her in check, Prime? I'm not in control of her.
Well, she actually said Morbid just said Faye said Pep is better than Fergie. Yeah, I know. When someone says
don't. Let's not talk about that on here, because I'm offended by that.
What were you gonna say?
Sorry.
What are you gonna say? Ads, you're her what?
You're her friend, so you tell her to stop this nonsense. She's discrediting your team.
I'm waiting for it still, man. If it comes, then yeah, I'll be on I'll be able to slap man up.
No, Stephen was like, get her on the stream now. When I told her what she said, and I told him what she said.
Yeah, but she's also a Chelsea fan. She's entitled to
her opinion. Stop saying that.
She's a City fan. She wants Pep every single place that she goes.
She's pretending to be a Chelsea fan. Someone's paid her to just come and just
stop. Jem, you also said that about me as well.
No, someone's definitely paid her to be her fan base.
I swear, pays a paid actor, and she knows nothing about football.
Yeah, that is it. That is it. That is true.
Oh god, just like Marcus.
Elite opinions, yeah. These people, yeah. All
Can you imagine Marcus and Elite Opinions doing a Tottenham series together?
Elite opinions.
Them two, man. Oh my god. Marcus, man, you need to come back to the podcasting grind, man. We haven't seen you for time now. It's been like a month. Come back.
Yeah, but look, it's her opinion and everything. I guess she's entitled to it. She's valid to it.
They're not on stream when I'm there.
What?
She can be entitled to what she thinks, but as long as I'm not there, then we're good.
Chelsea can win UCL, the fake can still be Lampard. Yeah. Oh, so Jem, speaking of which, maybe I should remove you then because she's here in the background.
Is she? Is she?
Yeah.
Bring her on.
Okay. Bye.
She ain't.
Oh god.
I knew she ain't on. I knew she wasn't on.
Yeah, because you'd be like, Jem, why are you talking crap about me?
Why don't you get her on?
What?
She's come on right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Something, her Wi-Fi or something isn't working, I think, or something like that. Yeah, I was meant to be doing a show with her on the Gold Diggers today.
Alex Ferguson broke her Wi-Fi.
What time are you going in there? Leave me. I might just tune in.
I know I was supposed to be doing it today this morning, but like it's not on. I think it's going to be on next week or something. Lee and versus Marcus and Elite Opinions Northampton Derby debate. That'd be funny.
Yeah, that's true.
Blood on the left with terrible camera quality.
Bro, look, I told you when he told me I had bad camera quality.
I thought you were my friend. What the hell?
Exactly. But no, Marcus is a good friend of ours, and he thinks hobbits are real.
No, he thinks Games of Thrones is actually true story. If you read back into it, apparently it all happened. It happened in real life, apparently. No, sorry, not Games of Thrones. Lord of the Rings. Apparently, Lord of the Rings is real life story. It happened in real life. Oh, Prime, don't, please. Oh my god. Did you just say what's Lord of the Rings? Prime just said what's Lord of the Rings. Oh my god.
Well, let's just say this now. It's not on the level of Star Wars or Harry Potter, so you don't need to worry.
It sounds like Harry Potter is the best, obviously, but it sounds like what?
No, okay, you can have that. Okay, I'll say this now. In my opinion, Star Wars is better, but if you say Harry Potter is better, I can agree with that to an extent.
Star Wars is boring, but okay.
No. Come on.
It is. It looks old and boring.
Oh my god.
Are you okay?
No, man, I got a bad cough, so whenever I laugh, it sounds like I'm doing something.
It sounds like COVID, but
no, I ain't got no cold, man. It's just the Lord's throat.
Gal and Ty should do a show together. It wasn't for you, Prime. It was for ads. Oh, okay.
Bro,
it's miles ahead of Potter.
Thank you.
He's talking about the bad camera quality.
Oh god. But no, Star Wars is way next gen than Harry Potter.
Yeah, this is interesting. Like I've been saying before, I want to do in the new year a series where I watch Don't You Mean Around Potter? Okay. I want to do what's LOTR?
Lord of the Rings, isn't it?
Has superior lore and world building. Well, okay. I'll be the judge of that. Speaking of which, I want to do a series in the new year where I guess once a week I watch movies and stuff and I like review them. I think that would be interesting. So I need a list of movies clearly to watch.
I'll give you a list. Episode 1 to 9.
Ones I haven't seen. So what would be my first one?
Episode 1, Star Wars.
What did you say?
You haven't seen anything?
I just said what would be the first one that I watch? Preferably movies that I haven't seen. So what should be the first one that I watch?
I can't say it on here, but I was going to say
Casino Royale.
I can't say it on Jem. I don't think I could review that movie.
Yeah, this kid is. Yeah, I know what he's gonna say.
maybe save that for your OnlyFans or something.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, other stations are available.
I've got an OnlyFans, by the people. If you want to go and follow me on OnlyFans, Gemini, seriously, Gemini OnlyFans TV. Follow me on that.
Oh my god.
Gem. And you know what? You know what's funny? That's actually a real thing.
That's man. Yeah.
I'll say this now, though. I'll say this now. If you haven't already, watch Casino Royale, which is Daniel Craig's first Bond appearance. The opening scene is brilliant, like parkour and that. You know what I'm
Someone
trying
said
to
there's a new Peppa Pig movie coming out. Watch that first. I would, but like I don't know if my content I'm making is kid friendly.
It's too young for you, man. No, it's not. It's
Judging
too
by
old.
that remark that Gem
Too old
made.
for you, man.
Watch The Clockwork Orange.
I ain't watched that myself. What the hell was that?
Gem got on.
It's probably some children's film.
Indiana Jones. Yeah, there's loads. Prime. Have you seen Matrix? You must have seen the Matrix.
Nope.
Oh my god.
You haven't seen The Matrix?
He hasn't seen anything. Trust me.
Is
It's
the
so bad.
Matrix a movie with Morbius?
Yeah.
All right. All
thought-
I'm saying is,
I thought Morbius was a Spider-Man character.
Oh, Prime. No, don't.
all I'm saying to you is, yeah, don't watch the original Wizard of Oz tape because there's some dark stuff on that one, man. I'll point it out after the stream because obviously other movie mess-ups are available.
Wizard of Oz, the sequel to that Oompa Loompa movie.
Prime. Did you just say that Morpheus is a what?
I thought Morbius was a Spider-Man villain.
You've never seen the Matrix.
No,
You don't know what the Matrix is.
not really.
Prime.
Is the Matrix the one with the guy that does this?
Yeah, it does that. Yeah.
I've seen that meme or that GIF or whatever. Prime, you're uncultured. I'm not uncultured.
The only person who can morph in the MCU who's a Spider-Man villain is Sandman, isn't it? Because he can transform into anything he wants.
More. There's a villain called Morbius, a Spider-Man villain. Yeah, Morbius.
I thought you said Morpheus.
Oh, Morpheus. Oh, their names sound the same. Prime, you're
Yeah,
forbidden from watching a movie. See, if I do the series and I start reviewing these films, all these films that you guys love don't come for me that say, "Oh, Prime, why don't you enjoy this or that?" Because I'm gonna. Yeah.
No, we won't judge you. We won't judge you, and obviously you're judging the film at the end of the day. It's your opinion whether or not you like it. What I would say is you need to watch. Go on, Jem. Sorry, bro.
Have I seen what?
Harry Potter.
Yeah, of course I have.
Okay, cool. You're not that bad.
Yeah, Harry
He said that in
Potter.
such a well-spoken voice. Have you seen Harry Potter? Blood.
Yeah, of course I have.
Have you seen Bad
Harry
Boys?
Potter, Wizard.
Have you seen
Young
Bad
King.
Boys?
Have I seen what?
The Bad Boys.
No.
Never seen Bad Boys, right?
What? No,
I haven't either.
I've seen. I saw the first one and the third one. I didn't see the second one. Not
Have you
really.
seen Fast and Furious?
Yes, obviously.
Faster 5.
Like,
Too
is it
Fast and Furious the best.
Transformers?
What?
Have you seen Transformers?
No.
The Michael Bay movies. Yeah, I didn't see the cartoons. Well, no, I've seen the cartoons, but they're not the best. So I didn't watch them a lot.
No, have you watched the actual films? Yeah.
Yeah, the Michael Bay movies. Yeah.
What like the movie? No, the movies are horrible. I'm sorry, they're actually trash.
like
They're
them.
legit trash.
I like them.
No, that's fine. I understand why people would like them.
I just like watching a nonsensical movie about explosions and stuff. The same way I like Fast and Furious.
Yeah, Fast and Furious that's something that everyone should
If
like.
if you're talking about story-wise and how it makes sense, yes, those movies don't make sense. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I just like The Shining. That's a horror movie, I'm assuming. So no, I haven't seen it.
Have you ever seen?
Just trying not to laugh, Ed. Glad you're enjoying it. Share it on Twitter.
Have you ever seen Oliver Twist?
No. Is that the one where the guy says, "Please, can I have some more"? No, I haven't seen it.
No,
Have you never seen Die Hard?
What?
Never seen Die Hard?
Wait, that's a real movie.
Yeah.
Oh, because I've watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and the main character always talks about Die Hard, but I just assumed it was a thing set within that world. But
You
yeah.
watch that brilliant show, don't you? Thank you
What?
for watching that show. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is one of the best shows on TV.
Yeah, it's a 4 out of 10, but okay. Hassan says, should Kepa be playing next game considering we're already through? Don't forget, we need to build interest from other clubs in order to loan him out.
No.
Interesting. I'd rather not play him, but if he plays, I wouldn't be complaining about it. What would you rate the ending of Fast and Furious 7?
Trash.
What is the ending for Fast and Furious? Oh, Fast and Furious 7. Oh, that sad ending. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was sad. There's so many of those films.
I think. Can I say something though, quick? Too Fast, Too Furious is the best one. The second one's the best. That's when Roman's introduced.
I don't think so.
It's a bit. I know it's a bit comical because when they speed up, it's always like a fucking. Well, they're going into like some power tunnel. It's as if they're the only thing in shot, and the car's like a fucking time machine or something. Right? It has worse visuals than Back to the Future. You know what I'm trying to say? But I love the film, man. Too Fast and Furious is my favorite because it's about cars. After Fast 5, it's not about cars anymore, is it?
Yeah, it's about having fun, I guess. But yeah, now that we have GNA TV on, what do we have to look forward to for your channel and such?
So much coming up, so many plans, so many ideas. Lots that we can't reveal as of yet, but trust me, once it kicks off, we're growing already quite rapidly. It's going to grow even bigger, and we want you guys to be there because you were the originals supporting and helping us push forward. But listen, all I've got to say is watch this space. Going into the beginning of next year, end of this year, beginning of next year, there's going to be a lot happening, and we just need you to keep sharing, liking, retweeting, and Are
you gonna tell people that Ads is leaving the channel?
Bro, this isn't happening. This isn't happening.
Oh, my bad. You haven't told Ads yet. Oh, okay. When are you revealing it now, or is that later?
I thought we was doing it at the end of the month.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why did we say
Ads, never mind. Never mind.
You're a joker, man. But no, all I can say is 2021's where we're gonna like proper go hard with this channel, man. Like this is like end of 2020. That's just us getting ready. You know what I'm trying to say? As soon as January hits, boom, we're back, bigger, stronger, and many new things come into the channel. We're not gonna spoil too much, but what we're gonna say is 2021, man. That's what we're gonna say.
Ooh. Going back to football a bit, Chelsea's women's are winning right now.
Really? Score. We got the best squad, didn't we? Women's squad, anyway.
Yeah, Manchester United are like second, I think. I think they're a good women's team as well.
Yeah, we're 1-0 against West Ham. Samantha Kerr scored in the 15th minute. She's a good player. Also, Crystal Palace are beating West Brom 2-1.
Oh,
Conor Gallagher scored for West Brom. Ooh, interesting topic, Jam. Oh, and Ads as well. Chelsea's loan situation with midfielders. Next season, who comes back? Ross Barkley, Gallagher, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Who comes back? Sold. Gallagher.
you don't want Barkley back, do you, Jem? You don't want Barkley back. And to be honest with you, I don't think he's not Chelsea quality.
I don't want Ross Barkley anywhere near my squad. We need to sell him. See you later.
He's not Chelsea quality, and all the United fans are like, "Oh yeah, but we should have gone in for Grealish. We should have gone in for Barkley. Barkley is nowhere near the level of Chelsea or Manchester United. Aston Villa is his level at best. I'm sorry.
If Gallagher comes back, will he be a regular in the team?
No.
Like regular in the team, I mean, in terms of like in the 18.
He's a good option to have from what I've seen of him. He's very talented. I'd like Ruben get back to his old ways. If we can get Ruben back to his old form, then I'll take Ruben back. Ruben's got something very gifted. But
I like Ruben.
I'm assuming Gallagher is a number 8 as well. Yeah.
I just don't want Barkley now.
Yeah, he is.
Gallagher number 8. He plays number 8. Is that what he does?
He does. Yeah, he can shift in.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Ruben, I don't know. I think at Fulham, and I guess Fulham is hard to impress because they're bad, but like he hasn't impressed me much. But
he's good. The like upcoming, like from what I remember watching him in a game against Man City a while ago. And this is when I think Yaya Toure was there as well. Yeah, and he powered, like he was bullying people like Yaya Toure off the ball with his pace and his strength, and no one could stop him. There was games throughout that season where he was I looked at him and I thought, wow, what a talent. He's big, he's quick, he's strong, he scores, because he used to score some goals for us. He was just, I just don't know what happened to him. It really bugs me because out of all of them, he was the one that I thought, get back fit, he'll be the change for us. He's the guy. Like, I never expected him to go down this route that he's gone, like, and just fall. Like, it's weird.
Can I say something, Ruben? To be honest with you, he's one of the most underrated players in the Premier League. And because of how shit Fulham are, I think we all need to accept now that Fulham are getting relegated and they're not going to catch Brighton, because Brighton have a few easy games coming up and Fulham have very, very hard games coming up. So, and other than that, they're fucking 6 points clear of each other. So I don't actually see Fulham staying up. I think they're going to get relegated, and Ruben won't want to go to a relegation team, just like Graham and Danny Welbeck wanted to go back to the Premier League, and they did.
Yeah.
Both went back to Brighton.
Wait, Graham?
Graham. I don't know what his second name is.
What?
Graham?
All I know is
I don't know a footballer called Graham.
Graham Johnson. He's one of the subs. He's been injured for ages now.
I was talking about Maya Graham. I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, of course you think of it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Maya Graham.
Speaking about that, Jem, is that what you want to talk about now as well?
What, Maya Graham? Something to talk about Maya Graham. Maya Graham's she's a very talented individual who is going to go places, and Prime will be there to fully support her on the way.
But she got, getting accepted for Talk Sport and all of that.
When you got her coming on? I thought you had it coming on.
I don't, when her schedules and stuff sync up.
Cool.
Yeah, no, a collab. Yeah, that's sick. To be honest with you.
Well, yeah, and also Anita as well being on the footballers blacklist, which is amazing. Anita and the Gold Diggers.
It's quite funny. We had a Chelsea show on the terrace for a while. It's gone a bit last 2 weeks, isn't it? What's going on? Like that.
Yeah, well, that's because they've been
doing other things.
Yeah, the Chelsea show, because Champions League and stuff like that. It's difficult to get it done, but we'll be back. The most loved and the most watched show on the terrace will be back.
It is. I think yesterday when we done the Chelsea review of the game, we smashed some big numbers yesterday for Terry. Big views. So our Chelsea fan base is huge on there. It's good. We keep going, keep pushing, and yeah, we look forward to it. Look forward to the rest of the season, man.
We do. I guess we have to talk about it. North London Derby.
What about it? All I would say is, I said to Agal earlier, he was going, I hope we win 2-1 today, and I just put like a good luck gift for him saying good luck. But to be honest, deep down, I kind of want Jose to lose. I'm getting fed up with this Jose thing at the moment.
Of course you do.
Not gonna lie. I want Arsenal to win as well. I think Arsenal will win. I'll be honest.
I don't know.
They have a chance to win. It's Derby Day. Anyone has a chance.
I think Spurs are on form at the moment. Yeah, maybe, and Arteta turns up for these games usually anyway. So I hope it's, if anything, it's a draw at the worst case. But I just don't want Tottenham to win. But then I like seeing the gal get pressed. So at the same time, I don't care if Tottenham win.
Here's the thing: winning this game will, trust me, winning this game will depress you guys, because. Yeah, Spurs and Liverpool lose today, Chelsea stay top, which is great. Even if they both draw, we still stay top.
Liverpool ain't got an easy game as well, man. They've got Wolves, and Wolves are right, ain't got Jimenez, but they're still performing. They've still got a good squad.
Can I say something though? The only reason why I want Arsenal to lose is because they'll go way further down than 14th. They'll go to 16th if they lose.
They're 4 points off 4 points off relegation.
Or points off relegation, I'll get the screenshots out, everything, and a gal will be like, "Oh yeah, but we should have won this game, and yeah, but we had the capabilities, but we didn't take the chances." And that's all he says. And when they lose 3-0, what's gonna happen?
Nah, you know what? I want Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal winning means Spurs drop points, and it suits regardless of what you guys all say, I am a Chelsea fan, and I don't want Jose winning. I don't want him getting any advantages. But also, Arsenal winning this game works perfectly for me because I want Chelsea on Boxing Day to batter Arsenal. I want that to be the game that breaks Igal and breaks DT. Because all I hear is stuff like Frank's tactically inept, great guy. I want us to break Arsenal.
Are we at home?
Yes. I'm pretty sure it's at the bridge.
Yeah, but
anyway.
just say something to you though. Spurs fans are gonna be there at the stand. They have home advantage as well, man. You know, and that's to be honest with you, I don't want Chelsea fans to be like, oh yeah, but I told you that we weren't going to win the league.
It's at Emirates. Sorry, it's at Emirates.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Arsenal Chelsea Boxing Day is at Emirates.
Even better.
But no, they've missed the fans, and because I know Arsenal are gonna lose. If Arsenal do lose, that's fine. But I'm not gonna say Tottenham are gonna 100% give it to Arsenal because I don't know if that's true or not. Because it's Derby Day, man. Anything can happen. Like we rested. At United, when we go up against Man City, we have to put the best team out there possible. And the players that played yesterday, that literally proved who deserves to start and who doesn't. I don't think Van der Beek's gonna play, and I think Pogba will. I don't see Henderson playing. I see De Gea coming back because he's been told to rest. He didn't even come in to training. That's the sad thing.
Yeah, but adds the quality that Man United possess. Like Gem and I were talking about it earlier before you came on. If you guys win your game in hand, you're like 3 points or whatever away from Chelsea.
Yeah.
Regardless of how people talk about Ollie, you guys are doing really well this season. I expect
absolutely.
I expect you guys to be able to give Man City competition when you play them in the derby, if not beat them. How up and down. But Arsenal in these big games, the reason why I say they'll beat Spurs is because I just think they'll get a fluky decision, like they'll get a penalty or something like that, and they'll win the game. But I don't think they'll dominate Spurs in any way. Unless Spurs perform that badly, which again I don't think Jose will do because I know what Jose is like. I don't think he's barely lost against Arsenal. In big games, he's tactically more or less perfect.
I understand your point. I hear your point, but I'll say this right now. Prime example of what you've just said, which is facts. They tend to edge it all the time against the big teams. Like they edged us. Yeah, when they beat us 1-0, they had a penalty to paper over the fucking cracks. Yeah. That's private information. And I'll say this now. Yeah, we need to put the best team out we can possible. But when it's against these big teams, we don't put out the best team possible, and we tend to nick wins, which I don't want us to do. We need to just put the best team out possible. Last time we played right midfield, we had Bruno, Matic, and Fred, and then Pogba came on. If we do that this season, that's fine, but Matic has not got the legs. What I would do is I'd scrap that and I'd play Fred, Bruno, Pogba, or Fred, Bruno, and someone else, or Fred, or Bruno, or Pogba. I don't mind if Fred doesn't play or not, but all I care about is the attack because Martial is not clinical in front of goal. He hasn't been this season. I don't know what's going on with him. Cavani's injured now, and I don't think he's going to be playing the Man City game. Rashford, he still has he still had that head injury yesterday, and his ankles are aching him again. That we've been hearing this morning, which is very, very, very scary. We did not edge Man City last time we beat them 2-0. That was a proper beating. We beat them fair and square. The possession was in our favour. We had the most passes, shots on target. That McTominay goal, I'm not a fan. If he scores a wonder goal, cool, I'll give him praise. But he's average at best for our club. He's not good enough.
I think he is good enough.
Palace are winning 4-1 against West Brom.
4-1. Damn, Palace. Hold on. Are we saying that Palace are above Arsenal right now?
I think potentially.
Palace are 11th, Arsenal
look at Gem. He's so happy, man.
Palace are 11th right now. Wow. Who else is playing today?
Yeah, no. Did Zaha score?
Zaha scored, Benteke scored 2. Gallagher scored.
Oh,
they can't. I was gonna see if Sheffield beat Leicester, will they go above Arsenal? They can't. They're too low down. But still, Arsenal are 15th. If Arsenal don't win today, oh my God, 15.
They go to relegation. They go to relegation zone.
Not today, but over the coming. Oh my God. Oh my God, this is amazing.
Yo, Agal, enjoy that new reserve position, yeah?
If Arsenal get
No, it'll be Prime. Brighton haven't played yet. If they win, they go above Arsenal as well. They'll be 16th.
when do Brighton play? Oh, Monday.
So
Arsenal
Brighton,
will be 16th.
they'll be 16th, and that's without Aston Villa haven't played yet as well, have they?
Arsenal will be 16th, and Fulham are a point away.
Yeah, but lads,
are not a point away. They're like 6 points away. Sorry.
all Fulham need is a point, and they know that they're gonna end up above Arsenal anyway if they win their next game after the point. So that's double baggage for Brighton. So Brighton is safe, 100%. They're not getting relegated.
You know, if Arsenal didn't beat Fulham on the first day of the season, Fulham would be 3 points away from them right now.
Of course.
Brighton still got to play, and Burnley. Burnley has still got to play as well, but they ain't going to catch him. But still, yeah, if Brighton win.
Guys, do you like Zaha? Do you like Zaha? I think he's a good player.
Yeah, I like Zaha. He's quality, but yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have him at Chelsea starting necessarily. Zaha got 2 goals as well, so but yeah.
Broom. I think he's top class. He's world class.
Yeah, I think Crystal Palace, as soon as West Brom got a
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Put the pressure on.
Yeah,
played
but
well,
no. This is the best. This is like Terry said to me. I was talking to him in the end. I said to him, "This is the best patch of play you're going to see Zaha ever play. I look at his age and how well he's playing. This is the best. This is his prime right now.
Well, yeah.
If he drops, he's a great player. And we imagine if United beat Banter. Well,
if you guys had beaten Arsenal, if only you guys had beaten Arsenal, they'd be right now in. They'd be 16th right now. We'd beaten Arsenal. You know that.
Yeah, and if they lost, then we know where they'd be, innit?
Arsenal are 3 points away from relegation zone.
If they get relegated this season, yeah, that's gonna be funny. I'm sorry, that would be funny. And a guy would be like, "Oh yeah, well, welcome to the Championship, people. We got relegated, but we can be positive. You can be positive."
You know what's weird? Newcastle, Kendall, and all of them, they want Steve Bruce sacked, but yet they're in 13th. They're in 13th in the league. West Ham, who people slate like Declan Rice and their players and stuff like that, and people laugh at David Moyes, they're in 7th right now. Crystal Palace are in 11th, and Arsenal are in 15th. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, Arsenal, all those, they always banter those 3 clubs, especially. That's always on their top 10 list to banter those clubs as well.
Who said Reece James? Yeah, Jem, do you remember that last season?
What?
When Reece James pocketed Zaha.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I don't have Discord.
The most interesting duel is Raheem Sterling versus Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That's what I'm looking forward to in our derby, because they always clash and it's always fun to watch. Fucking Raheem Sterling get bodied by Wan-Bissaka with ease.
But yeah, an hour and 28 minutes. Is there anything you guys want to talk about, or should we end it there?
We're done. I'm done, bro.
We are done.
Their team will be gone. If Arsenal get relegated, you do not 70% of their team will be gone. Or do you think 7% of their team will be gone? Maybe. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's this. I don't think I'll call this prime time. I just literally called it Gemini Man's thoughts on Frank Lampard, but I might have to change the title again.
Oh, we was expecting to, isn't it? But yeah, we'll definitely make some more about me and my personal life anyway. So yeah, careers to talk about, exes and everything, man. So tune in. It'll be good.
Big up, man.
Thank you. I try. I must have to change the thumbnail as well, which is going to be annoying. But yeah, thank you, Ads. Thank you, Jem. Thanks for being on.
Salute, man.
Ads, how do you make your profile pic?
How do I make my YT pick? Canva Canva is how I made it. I took a picture of myself. I filtered it and then I added it, made it a PNG image. Same with Gem on the GNA banner. Both of us are on there. Prime will have a cartoon soon as well. Because he has to be on the thumbnail sometimes. I can't have him not be on the thumbnail. So yeah, Canva, Photo Lab, both of them combined makes perfect.
If you need just message ads, I guess, for any of that sort of stuff. But yeah, and I don't have I don't know what to say to end it, but bye.
So whilst we get relegated.
Chem, what were you doing?